How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to the Gil Podcast. This podcast is about me, Gil, and the things that I'm currently obsessed with. On today's episode, this is part 2 of the Love series. And part 1 of the Love series had to do with, obviously a lot about my marriage with my wife. And this episode is no different, but it is going to be about the ideas of modern relationships and the ideas of modern marriages. All right, so let's get straight into it. All right, so let's get straight into it. This is going to be a nice, short and sweet, concise, and straight to the point episode. So I always think about my relationship with my wife as very unorthodox, in the sense that we don't really do what a lot of other couples do. We don't have rules. All right, for example, when we got married, we only invited maybe 30, 40 people. And those people were just essentially my mom, her family side, immediate family, and no cousins, no friends. Actually, none of my friends were at my wedding, and my wife as well. Like, none of her friends were at the wedding. It was just strictly family, straight to the point, super short. We only spent about, I would say, like $400 to $500. Like, well, the renting the wedding dress doesn't really count. Maybe the church space as well, like that. I mean, of course, you had to pay for that, but everything else was like family members, kind of like chipping in. My dad helped with the limo. I don't even know why we had a limo. We didn't really have anybody walking in the wedding. It was just me and my brother, who was the best man. It was just me and him and my dad and my brother, my other little brother. We didn't spend that much at all on our wedding. And that's not the same with a lot of friends that I know who spend thousands of dollars on their wedding day and don't really have a foundation for their relationship. Now, before me and my wife got married, we had an idea of what we wanted, what type of life we wanted. So when we got married, it's kind of just easy. Okay, cool, we're doing this. Even the ceremony itself, me and my wife, we didn't want to do the ceremony. We actually got married in March 13th is our actual, we went to the courthouse and we did the little, courthouse wedding and stuff. But our actual wedding days in May 1st, the wedding ceremony, the one you have to do with the church, and you invite these people so they could come and feel like they're a part of something when they really aren't contributing to anything into your relationship other than you guys are related. Yeah, that. So that was May 1st, and it was like on a Tuesday, purposefully, because we didn't really care to have anybody there. Like, thinking back now, I probably did want to have maybe 1 or 2 people, but actually, I think I'm good. Like, I think the real point for modern marriages, which is the point of this episode, modern relationships, is keep it. I mean, having friends is great, but I honestly feel like a lot of people get distracted, and in most cases, put their significant others like on a different ranking system. Like they put their friends higher than their significant other sometimes. For some people, that's great. You go ahead and do that. But for me and my wife, there's nobody that really comes before my wife. Nobody. That's pretty much it. Not even family. And I know some people will say, "Oh man, your mom has to come first, or your dad, or your sister would stage four, whatever, stage four awesomeness," because I don't want to put bad things in the universe. I'm kind of like that. I don't know. It's just my wife. She's the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life, right? That's what you essentially sign up for. And even the signing up thing is just, I just choose to be with this person. And I feel like people, when a lot of people get married, they kind of negate this term. Like, you decide to be with this person to make them happy, to work with them, not to make them happy, but you want to work things out with them. You want to basically have an amazing union. And for some reason, there's a lot of people who just choose to just negate that. We're going to get married and we're going to have kids. You're not going to really understand me. I'm not going to try to understand you. We're just going to be married, and then that's it. Oh, you want a divorce? Fine, let's get a divorce. But nobody ever tries to like fight to be married. Like, marriage is hard. Being married, people look at me and my wife and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. You guys are just cute and nice, and you both are just so strong and happy." Like, dude, this thing's hard. Like, marriage is hard. It's hard work. Every day you have to basically, it's not a conscious decision, because obviously I do love the relationship that I have with my wife, but it's work. It's not just you waking up and saying, "I'm going to be me today." You can't. I mean, of course you can be you. And that's the beautiful thing with me and my wife, our relationship. We allow each other to be ourselves. But at the end of the day, you are married. So everything you do or say is a reflection of your relationship. How you respond to your significant other when they're talking to you. It's all about like respect, and it's all about just understanding that they're human. Like, a lot of people just talk down on their partners around friends. Like, I've never discussed my relationship. I'm discussing it in a superficial way, but I've never like discussed details of like, "Oh yeah, my wife gets upset when I don't take out the trash," like to my homegirls or my guy friends. I don't ever just say, "Can you believe that she's not allowing me to do a podcast? Can you believe she's not doing?" No, because those are things that are happening in-house, and my friends and my family can't give me any information that will be useful to me in my relationship. No, I don't believe that at all. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you got to have like married friends and you got to like talk to each other about it." My wife is my married friend. That's the one that I'm going to talk to, because she's the one that can give me the answers that I need to alleviate the situation, and vice versa. My whole thing is like, we both just kind of just understand, hey, we come first. You come first. It sounds so crazy, but all right. All that I know is, at the end of the day, when I look at my phone and my text messages, when I roll next to my bed, I see my wife, and it's just like, man, I just feel so lucky. Going back to the topic at hand, relationships and the modern age, and how me and my wife are kind of just a little bit different in a way. Like I said, our wedding was small. She didn't take my last name. That's something like very controversial in a lot of marriage spaces. And I have a few friends who messaged me while they're in the process of getting married and all that stuff, asking me, "Hey, did your wife take your last name, or did she hyphenate it?" And I'm like, "No, she kept her last name." "Oh, can I ask why?" Well, I mean, sure, she just kept her last name. Yeah, but like, why? I mean, there's really no answer. It's just more like, oh, it was, she's keeping her last name. It's not a big deal. Yeah, but did you fight her for it? Did you want? I'm like, it doesn't really matter if she has my last name or not, or I have her last name. It's something. A lot of times people do things in their relationship or just do things, period. And we just, oh, because we've always done it that way. That's how it has always been done. I was watching a live stream, Raphael Ludwig. He's a YouTuber, and he said something very interesting. He was talking about the ham in a pan. So the story goes like this. There was a young girl with her mother in the kitchen, and the mother cut the ends of the ham in the pan. So it's like each sides are cut, and they're like the square pan. Yeah, the square you go. So the square pan, the ham is in the middle, and the mom cut both ends. So the daughter asks, "Hey, mother, why are the ends of the ham cut like that?" And the mother says, "Well, dear daughter, we've always cut the ends of the hams like that." And the daughter's like, I'm not going to do that voice anymore. And the daughter's like, well, why are you cutting the ends? And the mom's like, bruh, we always cut the ends. And the daughter's like, but like, why? Why though? So the mom's like, okay, let me ask my mom. And the mom asks her mom, which is the daughter's grandmother, why do we cut the ends of the ham when we put it in the pan? And the mom's like, oh, we've always done it that way. And then the mom asks the mom, why? So the mom, the grandma, is like, dude, I don't know. So then the mom asks the great grandmother, hey, why do we cut the ends of the ham? Oh, well, back in the day, our pans were so small that the ham didn't fit. So we had to cut the ends to make it fit in the pan. That's why. But nowadays, pans they come in so many different sizes that it's just like, it makes no sense for you to even do that. But some people still do it. And there's a lot of things that we do till this day. It's because that's how we've always done it, you know? And it's the same thing with marriages, like the taking of the last name. What else? There's no sex before marriage. Well, some people, they don't even do that. Living with your significant other before you get married. The bank accounts. The guy who works and the woman stays home. That mentality. There's a lot of things that a lot of people do in their relationship because they think that that's how it's supposed to go. And if you're going to be putting society's norms over your partner's needs or desires of what they want out of their relationship, you're not suited to be married. If you're going to say, oh, well, society wants us to do that, that's how it should be done. But then your partner's like, well, I don't want it to be done that way. Or your partner maybe doesn't even vocalize it, but just has it in their thought or they're thinking about it. Well, I'm not really into that role, but you know, that's if that's what he wants me to do, I'll do it. But I'll feel more comfortable if I don't do that. There's a lot of times where women and men feel kind of like pigeonholed, like they really want to say no, but they know that their significant other is such a social community pleaser. Like I don't know what the term is, but somebody who always does the things that the way it was always been done, versus being somebody who just steps out of the fold and like, I'm going to do it this way. We're going to go here and we're going to do it the way that we want to do it versus the way it's always been done. And with me and my wife, it's amazing. It's just amazing to have somebody who understands that you don't have to do it the way it's always been done. You know, both of our parents, we're from Haiti. So our parents are very much, island thinking and very extremely conservative in the way that they act and think. And me and my wife, we grew up, outside of this country. So we've seen what it's like out there, and then coming to America, we realize, oh, wow, there's so much, the ability to free think. Why aren't we freely thinking? And if you want to be in a healthy, positive relationship, you're going to have to think freely for yourself. And your partner is going to be able to, you and your partner are going to have to think, what can we do to make our relationship strong and healthy? Oh, take out these social norms. But if you're the type of person that you're like, you know what, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine. That doesn't bother me at all. I want my husband's last name. I want to get a ring. Like me and my wife, we've kind of never really were big into the jewelry thing due to religious upbringing. We never really wore jewelry, but eventually we just cool, we'll get the ring. That's not a big deal. But I've dated women in the past, and they told me, if you're not going to give me a big diamond ring, if you don't give me a huge, gigantic, colossal diamond ring, you don't love me. That's stupid. That is so stupid. And it's stupid because you mean to tell me I don't love you because I'm not going to give you this giant, meaningless rock? It means absolutely nothing. But again, that's why it's important to speak to your significant other to understand, hey, is this important to you? If it is, it's not to me. But we can compromise and try to figure out how can we make this work. If there is no middle ground, cool. But luckily, me and my wife, we kind of just grew up in the same religious cult. And we have that same mentality when it comes to jewelry. So it's just oh, that's amazing. I guess just kind of bringing it on home. Communication. Modern relationships are something that is extremely beautiful, simply because you don't have to abide by social norms. You don't have to do what has always been done, and it's up to you to decide what your relationship looks like. And it's so beautiful when I see a lot of couples, a lot of free thinkers are just doing just that. So hope you enjoyed this quick little podcast about relationships, which is my love series part 2. I have a couple more coming down the pipeline. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to check the links in the description. This is a video podcast as well if you're listening anywhere outside of Spotify. So you want to see my handsome face and my beautiful beard, be sure to check out the Spotify. And hope y'all have a great day. Love you. Peace.